I do. I've been working on mine for a while. I suppose Gerard sent you for it? I was still trying to get the wording right, but well, here it is. Here you are. Always good to see a fellow bard. Hey, tell Gerard I said hello. This is part of me. Guard it with your life. Yeah, I've got it right here. Just don't read it. It's not very good.
Excellent! You've done us great service. Here is your reward. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty.
No! Come back! Please, help me! Thank you. I thought I was gonna die there.
Help! Get that beast out of my house! It's still here! Get it out! Get that thing out of here! Thank you. I thought that beast would be the end of me. Please, get me home! Are you here to save me?
Thank the divines. Let's move. I'm ever so grateful. Please give my regard to the rest of the companions.
They will sing stories of this day.
I surrender. Give me a few hours to gather my household, and I'll depart. You have my word.
I do!
Seems your purse is lighter than you thought. Well, if you insist. Yeah, sure it is. You don't fool me. No, that won't be necessary.
It is? Well, that's different. He's in the inn. Look around. I'm sure you'll find him. He was here, but he left. If you leave now, you can probably catch him. Or you can just wait here. He'll be back soon enough. I tend to keep my patrons' privacy. If you're planning violence against me or mine, you'll regret it.
Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see.
She is here, among us.
A well-placed word or a well-placed dagger, both can achieve equal purposes. Though we live in shadow, we carve indelible signs of our passing into the world. Do you wish to test yourself against me?
May your will carve itself upon the world. You were weak. Now you are dead. What signs have you left of your passing for us to remember you by?
Yes, I've heard about all that fuss. I myself know it's all a terrible, terrible misunderstanding. I'm quite sure you're innocent in all this. This one time only, I'll grant you special immunity for any past transgressions, real or perceived. But going forward, I'm sure you realize that your fate is in your own hands, and the law cannot be bent for personal friendship.
Quite fine, my friend. Quite fine.
So sad what happened to young Elisif. Tragic, really. Such a young and pretty girl. But we should be done with murders in the Blue Palace. I've stepped up security around here.
Was in over her head, I'm afraid.
Some fool is opening a museum in Dawnstar. They say he's paying people to collect artifacts from that old mythic Dawn cult. Oh, I couldn't. It goes right through me. Besides, I have so many things to do. Yes, as you've said countless times before. So many undesirables to contend with. Naysayers, buffoons, detractors. Why, my headsman hasn't slept in 3 days. Yes, go. Leave me to my ceaseless responsibilities and burdens. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. What happened?
Wait! We're still under attack!
The miasma.
They're still here! Stop them!
Dreaming.
Defilers! Kill the defilers! Keep going, Casimir! Release the miasma!
I don't know how you made it this far, but you'll go no farther. Lead on. Listen, I am honored to be chosen. But you already have a traveling companion. I fear I would just get in the way. Very well, listen. Yes, listener, I'll be here if you need me. I will return to the Dawnstar Sanctuary immediately, listener. Of course. Yes, listener, I won't move unless you give the word.
Just name it.
Hear about that little Imperial boy, Aventus Aretino? Stupid whelp is trying to contact the Dark Brother.
Just say the word, master. Just say the word, mistress. Ready when you need me, listener.
Yes, listener. I am yours to command. How may I serve you, my listener?
Well, you must have all those annoying gods on your side to have made it this far, whoever you are.
Even I have to admit that's pretty impressive. You had your chance to talk. Ha! My opponent is so paralyzed with terror, no words will come. Let's be done with it then. A joke? Elaine Dufont, a joke? I am a king on my throne, and you, my friend, you will die slowly and painfully. Moiri? Moiri? So what? You're the cows champion? Now that is rich. Well then, champion, let's get this over with. I prefer a good roast duck, but your soup will do. With all due respect, listener, you broke what few rules we seem to have. Nazir insists you talk to him and work this issue out. Well, if you say so. I can't believe I got caught. Well, this is a nice mess you've gotten me into. That could have turned out better. Well fought, you swinging bit of skeever bait. Get it over with, then. You're making a mistake. Fine, I'll take care of it. Just please leave me alone. You just gonna stand there and take it? Fight back! Who taught you to fight? Keep those hands! Don't let her get away with this. Get her! Come on, she's not so tough. Not so tough now, are you? Drive that snow back to the ground! Come on! Fight! Fight! Get it! Get her! Don't let him get away with it! Get him! Come on, he's not so tough. Come on, let's see what you're made of. You want a real fight, huh? 12 septums on the big one! You're tougher than you look. You got me. Fair and square. I didn't mean nothing by it. Just leave me alone. What do you want? Don't know why you're asking me, but I'm glad that damn Imperial is gone. Something wrong about him. Watch your mouth with me, you pup. Who do you think you are? I swear that woman Ari doesn't appreciate all the work I do for her damn mill. I don't need to talk to you. Get lost. Strangers are always trouble. The Black Blood girl? Now there was a fighter. If I didn't know better, I'd say she was a forsworn. Have any skooma? I need to get something from Grisvar. Think the guards will be coming down soon? Nearly broke my back out in the mines today. Damn Nord should bleed for putting us through this. Long enough. I don't want to talk about it. What do you want? Of digging to dig. Don't reach for a shiv around me or we'll both regret. Bleed for me, mortal! Just a taste! Well now, this is unexpected. Oh, but I will have your blood! Oh, I can smell your blood! My thirst will be sated! You can't scare me into submission. Let's go. I don't have to take this from the likes of you. Do you have any orders? All right, I'm on it. I won't do it. You ask too much. Sorry, listener. Can't be done. It shall be done. That everything? Anything you need, listen. Hey, be careful! What are you doing? I'm not gonna warn you again. Once more and I'm gonna have to kill you. Don't do that again! Last warning! You're pushing your luck. What's the matter with you? Stop that! Watch it! I'm on your side! Release me. Got something to say? I'm all ears. Oh no! By the gods! This can't be happening! Put that down! Careful with that! Get away from me! Stay away from that! It's locked for a reason! Thank you. Here, this is for you. Just bring it back to me. I can pay you. I understand. Of course. How much? Can't be helped. Not my problem. It would seem so. It's all in this note. You've done well. Maybe you can help me. Okay, just this one. How can I argue with that? Okay, you've talked me into it. No need to get rough. Whatever you say. Don't hurt me. You win. A little coin always greases the wheel. Gold solves most problems, doesn't it?
For that price? Sure. You expect me to believe that?
No, I don't think so.
That doesn't change anything. I'll teach you to talk to me that way. Hope you're willing to back those words up with your fists. I don't have to take that from you.
What? No! We've got an assassin! Check the shadow!
Gods help us! What in the...
What are you doing that for?
Where are you? You can't hide from me!
Be careful!
Hey, what? Don't do that!
Is someone there?
What was that?
Huh? Keep your hands to yourself.
Over here!
You could have just asked. I saw you do that, you know.
Ha! Found you! Stop! Thief!
Hands off!
Watch what you're doing!
Don't even think about it.
Huh? All right, then. What do you think you're doing? You're not supposed to be in here.
Till next time.
Yes? Need something?
Let's sate that appetite, Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of... Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasure. So, you wish to master the arcane art? I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. Why don't you take a look at some of my merchandise and we'll see what kind of a deal we can... I've got coin and I've got merchandise. Let's see what we can... I give special rates to members of the Thieves Guild. Show me what you've got. Take a look. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. Usual guild rate. Let's take a look at them. Are you joking? You just rented a room from me. What does this look like? The Temple of Mara? No gold, no bed. Sure thing, it's yours for a day.
I'm getting out of here.
That's a dangerous game you're playing.
Go! You're not wanted here. Those fools are actually fighting. What the?
Another corpse for the pot.
You remind me of my cousin's cat. Kill that, too. Die, dragon! You can't win this!
That's close enough.
I'm warning you, back off. I'm not sticking around to fight a dragon. Die, vampire!
My money's on the big one.
Hey, watch what you're doing. What the? Someone do something. Die, you filthy beast! Die, beast! You thieving little elf! I don't think there's a need for that. Nice try, fat fingers. Why, you little filch! Get your thieving hands off that! You little wretch! I saw... This is the last time I'll say it! Get out! You're not getting anything from me! You won't get away with that! You can't take that! By Izmir, a thief!
Well, that was an unpleasant bit of business.
Someone do something! Help me! Help me! Think you can steal from me? Oh, no you don't! You little filthy pickpocket! You dirty, filching lizard! What are you doing, Switch? Help! Someone! Izmir's beer! Ah! Ah! It burns! I'm on fire! Did you hear something? That takes care of that.
Huh. Nothing here after all.
Here we go! Come on! Can't hide from me!
Anybody there?
Help! Someone's being attacked! Help! I'm being attacked! Last mistake! Pickpocket! We've got a pickpocket! Guards! Trespasser! Hey! Hands off! Help! Murder!
Murdered?
In cold blood? By the gods, no! Why, you... Last warning! Leave now! Time for you to leave, my friend. You, of all people. Get out! Can't a man have a bit of privacy? Get out of here! Ah! 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 What's the hurry? I'll let you live, this time. If you were anyone else, I'd make you leave. You need to leave. Hello? Who's there? I knew it! There you are!
Nobody here now. Must be my imagination.
Not so loud! How did you do that? I know I heard something.
I was sure I heard something.
Die, you orc filth! You'll make a fine rug, cat! You afraid to fight me? Oh! What was that? Do your worst! That the best you can do? Leave that dog alone! Hey, that's a valuable animal! You're not supposed to be here.
No.
Not like this. Please. Mercy.
Oh, what a clever thief you are. Guess they deserved it. I guess you had your reason. None of my business. I guess I can look the other way this time. What's done is done. Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh! Ah! Give up while you still can! I'm gonna find whoever did this. Oh, what happened? I guess I was just hearing things. Ah! This what you want? Huh? Not quite good enough, are you? This is your last mistake. You'll beg me to kill you before I'm done. No one crosses me. You can't beat me. Just give up. You can't win. Time to finish this. I'm gonna put you down. Never should have come here. That it? That your best? No! That's all you got? That your best? Ha! Ha! Weren't expecting that, were you? Ha! Not impressed. You're nothing. Oh, gonna cry now? Huh? I'll try and make this quick. By the gods, did that really just happen? Murder! Murder! Help! Somebody! Yeah! I cannot best you. No more. I yield. I yield. Victory is yours. I submit. Enough! Damn you. Like the bite of a flea. I'll bathe in your blood. You won't even live to regret this. I'll gut you like a horker. Enough of this. I've had enough of you. This what you want? Mercy! We're routed. Fall back. Just a scratch. Gods, no! I'll get you. I'll carve you into pieces. You're gonna pay! Oh, now that one must have hurt. You could have asked before just taking it. It's nothing. Close. You'll need to do better than that. Easily blocked. Oh! Not so fast. Come on! Come on! I'll have your head! Die, damn you! I'll kill you. Just stand still! God damn you! Just die! I think you're bleeding! Must kill. Kill! Thank you. Free again. At last. You must die. Good dog. Stupid dog. We got everything in hand here. You aren't needed around here. We chop trees, we mill the wood. What more would you want to know? That's a hard way to make a living, but we find ways to make ends meet. We don't take kindly to people snooping around our business. These axes can chop a lot more than wood, you know. Don't believe everything you hear, child. What? Where did you hear such a... It's not true, I assure you. It's just a dream, child, nothing more. I was there only for a short time. Much of what I have learned has been on my own, and I will teach you. You have no reason to go there. Good, good. Concentration is paramount when dealing with magical force. That's enough. Oh? Hush now. Think no more. Have you been working on your concentration? Because an unfocused mind will almost certainly be obliterated, destroyed by the forces you attempt to control and yield. No, I don't think that will be necessary. Have no fear. I believe it is within you to excel in your studies, but you must learn to concentrate. The college is not the only place to learn about magic. I keep to myself. I offer spells and scrolls to those who need them, and wisdom in conjuration magic for those who wish to learn. Beyond that, I seek only to be left alone to pursue my research. The people of Morthal would much rather weave their own horrid tales about my life than simply ask me for the truth. If they choose to fear me in their ignorance, that's their choice, but it will not change what is true. If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing children or eating the hearts of the dead, you may save your breath. I have done no such thing, nor do I intend to. I simply wish to live my life in peace. The marsh is treacherous. You would do well to not wander at night. As anyone will tell you, Morthal can be a dangerous place. My talents are useful here. I help maintain order, even if it goes unnoticed. My talents are much needed here in order to keep Morthal safe. You are new to Morthal. We've not spoken before. This is interesting. The changes in Morthal are of little consequence to me. So long as the laws are upheld, I do not care who does the upholding. Morthal is a troubled place, and it's my duty to see it rest in peace. Please remain indoors at night. It is dangerous to go outside. I've had just about all I'm willing to take from you. What is it? You and me, we're the only people around who aren't complete fools. That's really not at the top of my list, no. Please, Camilla, I need you to focus. Dear sister, we talked about this sort of thing before. We sell dry goods. Nothing more, nothing less. Camilla, really? You don't have better things to do? Because I could certainly find quite a few tabs. No, dear sister, we do not. I'm afraid not. A sale? To attract new customers? Camilla, everyone in Riverwood already shops here. There are no more customers. Sibby, he's in prison. You put him there. Why do you tolerate him, Mother? All he contributes to this family is embarrassment and disgrace. I understand, Mother. Forgive me. If you want to awaken from your next slumber, I suggest you leave me be. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, leave me alone. When speaking of the Blackbriars, only one thought should spring to mind. We are not to be trifled. Help us, you end up rich. Cross us, and you'll end up a memory. Is that enough information for you? When I find that bitch, I'm gonna wring her little neck. Visit me anytime. I'm not going anywhere soon. You didn't need to leave so soon. Give Vex a kiss for me. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I've always got time for lovely ladies. Brynjolf sent you to rub it in? Waste of talent throwing me in here, right? Can't wait to get out of here. What? What are you looking at? Piss off. I'm busy. Get away from me. Finally. Someone besides the stupid guards to talk to. Have you come to gawk at me, or is this a social call? Well, if it isn't my little problem solved. Yeah, but twice killed has more of a ring to it. Yeah, I was lucky, though. After Vex tore the guy to pieces, she gave me a potion. If she hadn't have been there... Anyway, after I got back to the guild, I decided to start calling myself Twice Killed. I got into a scrap a few years ago at the Ragged Flagon. Some idiot who stole himself a guard's sword and kept boasting about it. He's making too much racket, and I'm trying to get Vex drunk, so I tell him to keep it down, and he just runs me through. Hey, if you're in good with Maven, you've pretty much got it made. She's got friends in high places, and I don't just mean in Skyrim. So getting the guards to throw me in here as a punishment was about as easy as falling off a log. Because Big Bad Brynjolf doesn't like the way I play thief. Look, he says we needed coin, so I got coin. Who cares if people got hurt? Blood washes off, Seps. Now I'm sitting in here counting Skeever droppings while he's drinking Blackbriar mead with Maven. I think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold. The Riverwood Trader is everything you need in a general store. My sister Camilla or I will be happy to help you. Maybe you're looking for something particular. We carry just about anything you could need. I know some of it looks like junk, but everything's a treasure in the right light. I spend every day tending the fields, and what do my daughters do? Nothing. Complain and caterwaul, sleep and eat. Useless. Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're good for nothing at all. Curse my good-for-nothing daughters. My wife was twice the woman they'll ever grow to be. She gave her life birthing them. What a waste.
I got enough troubles, so don't go adding to.
I've heard the Empire plans to levy a tax on our trading ships. Falk, you've got to do something about this. General Tullius will never allow that. He's ordered all surplus food to be given over for the war effort. The Jarl would be wise to remember that it is her thanes and my profits that are paying for this war. Then let's increase the taxes on the farms and merchants. We can't afford to lose the loyalty of the ship captains. My apologies, Jarl Elisif. I was thinking only of the importance of the war effort.
Well, you never can tell. I'll need a whole crate of fruit. That Varnius Junius went through quite a few of our supply. The last one was a warm-up. Actually, just a bottle for me today. I'm thinking of giving it to Vivienne. I seem to have more chores for the Winking Skeever each day. I still have a delivery to do, too.
Pantea, perhaps you should attend to your students and leave the politics to me. That is precisely why we remain neutral. Ours is to tell tales of empires, not to make or break them.
My dear Breiling, barring any fancy and folly, the good people of Haffinger are surely capable of dealing with the odd highwayman or stray dog. Right you are, Elf. Or even from the rebels, if they've got enough money to make a competitive offer.
How are your students coming along?
Ha! Oh, brother. Ha! Good idea, sis. Maybe you ought to be in.
This is an unfortunate but unavoidable ebb in revenue. But as long as we continue to support the Empire, our sacrifices will be well rewarded.
Huh. That's only a problem for people who can't afford to hire their own security. Sister, how is my fortune coming along? Yes, Father, which cask should we... I don't know, Father. There's a whole world out there I want to see. You just spend your time here bossing me around and yelling for more drinks. You're practically retired already.
Lady Atea, it is the official position of the college to remain neutral in all political affairs. We cannot risk our history by choosing sides. Now, our duty is to record the great tales of history, not to pick sides in them. Best to stay out of the warfare, I feel.
No, this drink's on me. I'm afraid acceptable just isn't acceptable anymore. I'm sure they can spare a few more coins in monthly. I swear those scheming elves charge us twice what anyone else would pay. Scary thinking of those boots with an army of elven weapons at their command. Let's be thankful they're half a world away, eh?
My lady, surely you're not that naive. Such foolishness would only leave us defenseless. The rebels would storm the palace in an afternoon.
Fair or not, they'll pay it, and that's all I need to care about. Bear that in mind, sister. That clumsy maid at the palace spilled wine on my best suit. Sister, I believe it's time for a replacement. Meleron, you lazy milk drinker. Have you finished studying the imports from Black Marsh?
I don't see any reason why we'd need them. As long as those dogs stay outside of our borders, we're fine. Try not to play favorites, Lady Atea. It does a disservice to the whole class.
Of course not. Complacency is the bane of art. They're in good hands with you, Ing.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Giraud, but students are an unfortunate necessity of a college. Do try to persevere.
Oh, most certainly. At least when Elisif herself asked. If you're inquiring whether we have concerns about her age and inexperience, let me put it this way. The Thanes have every confidence in General Tullius's leadership. Work in it, I own it. I showed up to watch, yeah. I don't know if they were right to execute him for what he did, but I'll tell you something. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. You could say that. I own the place.
Listen, Rogvir and I grew up together. It was us, a few others, and Vivienne. Vivienne Onus.
I have no idea why, but one day I told Rogvir I liked her. It was a stupid thing to do. He mocked me incessantly after that. From that point forward, every time Vivienne and I were anywhere close to each other, he made sure to humiliate me. He'd beat me up, dump meat on my head, anything he could get away with. Once he even slipped a beehive into my bed. We were children, sure, but Rogvir never outgrew that immaturity or his cruelty. So any talk about him being an honorable Nord? Pure folly. Well, okay. My father owns the Winking Skeever, but it's the family business, so it'll be mine when he kicks off. My father owned it until he passed on. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era. I don't suppose it matters much anymore.
As long as Ulfric wishes Elisif to remain Jarl she will, and the Thanes will continue to follow her orders. As long as those orders came from Ulfric. Not much, but as a bard I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war. Even with Ulfric here in solitude, there are no winners to be had. No real conclusion. Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Gerard Germain has some tomes about them in the library, if you're interested. Not much, but as a bard I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. I'm a Thane. In the future, you may want to gain that information before talking with someone. Risk of looking like an idiot and all that.
Glad you decided to check us out. Soft sheets and hard liquor. What's not to like?
New in town, right? If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Skeever. We keep a fine inn.
You know, the Winking Skeever's not just the best inn in Solitude. It's also the only inn in Solitude. May song speed you along. May the words of poets keep you warm. I was done talking anyway. Yeah, next time. May all your adventures be worthy of telling. I must return to the court. They simply can't make do without me. Good, we've wasted enough time here. I'm just running some errands for the old man. For myself. I'm just running some errands for myself. We bards record history. We do not make it. You do well to remember that. I understand what's best for Solitude, and Jarl Elisif knows. Welcome to the Winking Skeever. Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere. Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim. Don't mind me, I'm just running errands for the old man. The Imperials are good for business, and business is good for Skyrim. Seems there's always more to be done. I generally don't involve myself in politics. Good tales deal with the issues of the day, but a wise bard remains a neutral observer. Never forget, the most important job of any bard is to entertain. The day you lose your audience is the day you cut your lute string. Briling's obsession with honor and tradition is quaint, but politically irrelevant. Half of the businesses in town owe me money, and I own most of the rest. I practically run Solitude already. It is my personal mission to ensure that the Bard's College preserves the great deeds of the past in both poetry and song. Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
I'm just trying to make a living. I've no interest in trouble.
My business is my own. Why can't others see that?
The mind gives us purpose, something many of us have wished for.
There's nothing more I can teach you. You've already learned all I can teach. You already know all that I know.
You deal with powerful forces. Take care they do not overwhelm you. Isn't it obvious? Why, the wonderful weather and hospitable people, of course. Not to mention my great fondness for dragons and petty political power struggle. But without a doubt, the most compelling feature of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis. Interesting, to say the least. What with all that's been going on. On the one hand, supplies are harder to come by since fewer traders are traveling the roads these days. But on the other, the scarcity of supplies has led to some, well, elevated prices. All that matters is that I have what you need, and it's worth every septim. Oh, no, not at all. I simply locked the doors, hid beneath my counter, and prayed to the divines that my life would be spared and my shop wouldn't burn to the ground. Other than that, everything was business as usual. Now, do you have any other painfully obvious things to say?
Well, as I said, Arkay is the god of life and death. You'll find his temples and halls of the dead all across Tamriel. Priests of Arkay, such as myself, perform rites for the dead and sometimes console the bereaved. We also keep a constant vigil against those who practice the vile arts of necromancy. I asked the question because I was hoping you might be able to help me recover something I've lost. So be it. I'm sure Arkay will find it in his heart to forgive you. Eventually, I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs. My amulet of Arkay. It's the source of my divine powers and also a sacred badge of office.
I misplaced it in the catacombs. I'd look for it, but I have been hearing noises down there. I fear the dead have become restless. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. Would you be willing to search for it? I'm glad to know that, because I need your help. You see, I've lost something precious. I see. Well, perhaps you'll take pity on a humble priest who has lost something precious. Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death? Can it be? You've brought me my amulet? Oh, thank Arche! And thank you, oh, dear friend, please, take this gold for your trouble. Oh, thank Arche! Please, take this gold for your trouble.
Please do, look around. I'm sure I have something you'll want. I can tell you're a discriminating customer. Perhaps you're a wealthy one, too, Everything's for sale, my friend. You need visit no other shops today. I assure you, I'm prepared to make any deal. Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a sec.
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. As Whiterun's priest of Arche, I spread his word whenever I'm able. In the meantime, most of my hours are spent with the city's dearly departed. With this terrible war, I'm a bit overwhelmed, as are the catacombs.
Do come back. Remember, I'll give you the best deals or die trying. Next time, come see me at my shop. I've got some things you'll just love.
The blessing of Arche be upon you. Walk always in the light in these days of darkness.
Welcome to Belethor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. I know what you're thinking. This Belethor, how could he part with such magnificent treasures? Imperials, Stormcloaks, I don't care who's in charge around here. I just want to make money. I'd even buy one of your relatives if you're looking to sell. Yeah, that's a little joke. You just let me know what you need. I am at your beck and call.
A pity. You have any idea how much fangs would be worth? Or even better, bottle their flame. The right buyer would pay an immense amount. You haven't heard any more about dragon sightings, have you? I do hope it's true. So many opportunities.
What? Nothing. It's an interesting development.
Is it true? Are there really dragons in Skyrim?
Excellent, my lady. Most excellent. The outer restraint has come unhinged.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Pit Matron, my lady. Well, that would be against the rules now, wouldn't it? It would be a horrible shame. Splendid, matron. Who will be her opponent? Yes, my most lovely sovereign and high-born lady. Yes, indeed. That's why I make such princely wages.
See that you do. Really, Arniel? Because I seem to recall doing just that for you recently, at which point you assured me that you'd cover my expenses.
So, Arniel, how's that little project of yours coming along? Any progress worth mentioning?
If you say so.
What is it?
And that, my nervous little friend, has not happened. Would you care to comment on that, perhaps?
Right.
And what did you say the point of this little venture was? Perhaps. I'm not quite sure what I need. You assured me that you could find it, however. I'm fully aware of the terms of our arrangement. Have you gotten the items I requested from you? Windhelm is divided into 4 quarters. The Grey Quarter is the one that's home to all the city's dark elves. If it looks to you like an impoverished slum, that's because it is. Ulfric prefers that we live in squalor. He has nothing but disdain for anyone who isn't a Nord. He tolerates us, but that's the extent of his hospitality. Not a day goes by that I don't think about returning to the ancestral home of my people. Still, even with the rough treatment we've had at the hands of Ulfric and his lot, I've got ties here. It's probably more trouble to pack up and leave than it is to stay. Besides, Amberus can't run the corner club on his own. Yes, markedly so. Ulfric and his Stormcloaks made no secret of their disdain for the Dark Elf. In fact, they didn't seem to care much for anyone who wasn't a Nord. The folk of the Empire have always had a more cosmopolitan view of the world, so I'm glad to see them in charge. Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well. As for research, well, a sufficient explanation will cover almost anything. If you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college grounds. Well then, you'd better have something I really want to buy. Let's just take a look then. I hope you've got some coin. Shh. All right, let's not overdo it. Meet me in my quarter. Let me give you a bit of advice. You want to work on something that's not officially allowed? Don't tell anyone you're doing. You need something you're not officially supposed to have? You come see me. You tell anyone that I told you, and I'll fry you from the inside out. Got it? Huh? Good.
Keep on your guard. This city can be a little rough for those such as us. It was a pleasure. The corner club's been filling up at night lately. I'll bet Elda up at Candlehearth is jealous. Not a day passes that I don't wonder if life would be better in Morrowind. I don't see why we should live as an underclass to the Nords. If anything, they owe us. Hello. Interested in fighting in the pit? The rules are strict, but if I don't see it, it didn't happen. Know what I mean? It's very important to Hookie that all the battles are fair. What's more important to me is that my pay is fair. Prove your valor in the pit. If you haven't got any valor, prove your pocket. When Ulfric was killed, justice was done. That might sound harsh, but it's how I feel. The Grey Quarter's not much to look at now, but it wasn't always so bad. We might be poor, but is it really any better out there? I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong.
That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance to make a better life for ourselves here. For that, I thank you. You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, run-down buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult. You're a war hero, Brunwolf. Ulfric will listen to you.
I'm quite pleased that we're back to business as usual. There's certainly nothing illicit going on here, Archmage. You can be quite sure of that. Even with the college's laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off-limits. Greetings, Archmage. May I help you, Archmage? The Archmage triumphant. The college, Skyrim, all of Tamriel owes you a great debt. There are some experiments the college frowns on, if they're aware of them, of course. If you ever need something, especially something hard to come by, let me know. I've spent a long time building up a list of contacts for goods from all over Tamriel. Oh, I don't believe those rumors, my friend. Besides, who would ever want to harm such beauty? You there, hold! If you're a true friend to Skyrim, you will help me in my mission. Are you going to help me with my mission? I need someone very capable. You there! As an officer of the Imperial Legion, I require your assistance to complete my mission.
Let me see that journal. Thanks. And what, you couldn't read it yourself? Fine, give it here a moment.
Well then, what are you waiting for? Get in there and earn your pay.
Very good.
They were among the first men to arrive from Atmora, and they worshipped certain animals as avatars of the gods, dragons being foremost. And for their bloody sacrifices, the dragons gifted their priests with terrible power. But their cruelty was too great for men to bear, and they rose up in what would be called the Dragon War, and the cult swept from the land. It seems that after the strength of the cult was broken in the Dragon War, a last contingent came here to create a stronghold and regroup. King Harold's forces crushed stragglers here during the First Era, and it has been haunted ever since. But the specifics of the siege are unclear. The research I've done seems to indicate that Skorm Snowstrider left part of his journal here after laying siege. I believe it should indicate how to enter the blocked-off sections of the stronghold. I should warn you, Forelhost is quite haunted, but I'm sure you can handle it. Return to me here once you've obtained the staff. Oh, well, of course they disavow all knowledge. Spies are everywhere. Me? No, I'm too important to the war effort to risk life and limb in there. Besides, that's what I'm paying you for. The general has sent me to obtain a powerful weapon for the war effort. This was the last great bastion of the dragon cult, and their leader's mask was reported to be quite powerful. Don't bother me if you haven't found anything about the mask. What are you waiting for? Get in there and find that mask. You there! You look like a sympathetic soldier. I require your assistance. Let's see. Found the dragon cult, laid siege, people already dead, poisoned themselves, blah, blah, blah. Ah, here it is. So, the dragon cult poisoned their own well, which explains the ghosts. However, Scorm thought the well was the key to entering the inner areas. That all happened in the first era, so the well should be clear of poison by now. It says the key to the well is likely somewhere in the crypt. Hold on, I can explain. Any progress on finding the mask? I'm sorry. This isn't what I want. I don't want to do this. I don't have any choice. I'm sorry. Is someone there? Stay back. I don't want to attack. Stay away. Stay back or I'll be forced to attack. No matter. Another one will be along any time now. Well, that's disappointing. This one didn't survive the fall either. Ah, here it is. Now, if you'd be so kind as to stand still, this will be much easier for me to... Come on, you know you want what's in that chest. Just walk toward it. Just walk toward the chest. Gravity will do the rest. I know you're up there. Go get the treasure. Doesn't it look pretty? All right, let's see if we have something here to end this as quickly as possible. It's got to be somewhere around here. Now, where did I put it? Oh, and I wasn't entirely truthful before. This is actually going to hurt a lot. You see, you have to bed in order for the spell to take hold. Don't worry, though. It'll be relatively painless. Relatively. Maybe I put it over here. Oh, yes. Yes! You've fallen for my trap! Greed makes a great lure. Odd you didn't die from the fall, though. Most do. Oh, and don't mind my assistant here. He may have seen better days, but he's still more help to me dead than he was alive. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title, mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold and who owns at least one piece of property in my city. You help my people and purchase a home from my steward, and I'll make you my Thane. There is room in my court for a new Thane. It's an honorary title, mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my hold. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane. Honest pay for honest work. We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins. Honest pay for honest work. Honest pay for honest work. Is that so? I should have expected as much. Fine, I shall give you 200 gold, and you shall leave me in peace. Now go. Leave me to my work. Thank you. I will not forget this. It is none of your concern, I assure you. Just forget that you ever saw me. Why are you here? Did you follow me? What I am doing is none of your business. I demand that you leave at once and never speak of this again. I am under no obligation to tell you anything. Now leave me at once and never mention that you saw me. Yes, I understand. What is the meaning of this? You idiot. You came all the way down here for that? Well, that's just about the best news I've heard all week. I was going to give this to whomever killed her for me, but I suppose you've earned it by bringing me this information. This key opens one of my drop spots in the basement of the meadery. Take anything inside you like. She was a young woman, buxom, with long, flowing black hair. She used to sing the most lovely songs to me when we were courting. I've never heard a voice so beautiful. All that talent will go to waste when I'm finished with. That's the spirit. Find her, and I promise you'll be well compensated. Amusing. Cut out the middleman, eh? Shrewd. Very shrewd. Are you sure you don't have some Blackbriar blood in you? Yeah, Mother thought I should be taught a lesson for airing the family's dirty laundry in public. Well, at least I have all the comforts of home during my stay. Well, except the touch of a woman, of course. I mean, I've taken care of many people for her in the past. What in oblivion did she expect me to do? I was about to let that wench marry into the richest family in Riften, and this is how she repays me. Exactly. And now I have to stare at these bars for 8 months. Can you believe? I'd do anything to have that whore's head on a platter. All I need to know is where she is. Look, we all have our flaws.
Mine is that women can't get enough of me. So I had this little affair going on while I was betrothed to a beautiful girl named Svidi. Well, she finds out and she tells her brother Wolfer. Then her brother attacks me with a knife. I mean, I had to defend myself. Iverstead? So close to Riften? She's an even bigger fool than I thought. So, the whore thinks the Blackbriar Reach ends at the border of Skyrim, eh? She'll soon discover her mistake. Good. Good. Just point me in the right direction, and I'll do the rest. She finally decided to return it to her father. Bless her heart. I will make sure this finds its way to his tomb as soon as possible. Thank you for bringing it, my child. This key opens one of my stashes in the basement of the meadery. Help yourself to any of its content. You've done me a great service, my friend. Allow me to compensate you for the information. Do you take me for a fool? Get this drivel away from me. Out of the way, meat. Oh, no, that won't do at all. Not my problem, not even a little. Take it to Tolfdir. He's supposed to be looking after you lot. If this is somehow your fault, this is going to be terrible for business. To oblivion with the rest of them. Save yourself! You're not very good at this, are you? Look, I traded a staff to someone and found out later that was a bad idea, so I'd like the staff back. Understand now? Let's pretend for a moment that a certain individual was looking to acquire a particular staff. Let's also pretend that he traded some valuable items for said staff. And it was only later that it was realized that this individual might misuse such a staff. The resulting disaster would reflect quite poorly on everyone involved. Are you following me? Look how persistent you are. It's charming, really. Onmund gave up the first time I said no, but not you. All right, I'll tell you a little story. Finally, we have an agreement. I look forward to having it back soon. The sooner the better, in fact. It's an entirely different situation. I don't expect you to comprehend the nuances of these matters. Regardless, I'm making you a very simple offer. You get me the staff, and I give you Onmund's precious amulet. Do we have a deal? No, you're not understanding this. Onmund made a deal. He made that choice, and now he has to live with it. Pleasure doing business with you. Oh, I suppose, but you keep this to yourself. I don't want it being known that I go back on my trades. Yes, you see, the thing is, I'm not concerned with everyone's best interest. I find I'm only concerned with my own. Yes, I thought we'd gotten past that bit already. Onmund's amulet in exchange for my staff. Oh my, how precious. Onmund is too afraid to deal with me himself, and so he's sent you. I'll make this very simple for you. All my trades are final. Onmund knew this ahead of time and went through with it anyway. So there's nothing more to be said. I've already made it very clear that all of my trades are final. You think you can do what he can't, and I'll sell it to you. Then you're free to run off to him with it if you... With all due respect, Archmage, I'm not in a position to just give this away. Now, if you're here on his behalf, I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist on my original payment. I told Arniel what I wanted in exchange for it, and he was unwilling to come up with it. Oh, dear. He's so afraid to talk to me, he's sending you to do it? I should have expected as much. I'm afraid you've been a little misinformed. I have something of mine that I was going to sell to Arniel. I have a friend, let's say, who's interested in a staff, a particular one. It's nothing dangerous, so don't worry. I'm not even sure why he wants it, but then that's not really my concern. He's willing to pay for it. The problem is that it'll be a little difficult to acquire, seeing as how it's in the hands of someone who isn't exactly friendly. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it payment for the item Arniel was after. Well. All right. You delivered on your end, so I'll deliver on mine. Here's the gem Arniel was after. Can't imagine what he expects to do with that. It's warped beyond any ability to capture a soul.
Nothing! Nothing at all! Arniel already overpaid for whatever it is. Oh, by the divines, you too? I've already told him I don't have... I don't know. Are you not listening at all? It was a simple task, so I didn't keep close tabs on it, like I do with the dangerous stuff.
If you're getting involved in this, that would be where you'd start looking. Why is this suddenly so important, anyway?
I don't know. He never told me. He made most of the arrangements himself. He just needed it transported from Morrowind. That's what I agreed to help with. If I'd known it was so important to him, I'd have charged him more. Did I ask you to? Did you hear me say? You're not listening to me. I don't have it. I set up the whole deal. A courier was supposed to be bringing it from Morrowind. He never arrived, okay? The deal was already done. The thing just never showed up. I can't help.
Last I heard, he intended to pass through Eastmarch on his way here. Last I'd heard, he was crossing the border from Morrowind into the Rift. Well, that's good to know. I suggest you tell your people at the college to keep a tighter leash on their mage. Ah, so they've finally sent someone to deal with that lunatic. Well, is it taken care of? Good. One less worry for my people. You've been suspended from the college for what you did. You'd better talk to Tolfdir if you want to get it sorted out. I'm sorry, but you've been suspended from the college. I can't be seen talking to you right now. Gods, what I wouldn't give for some mead right now. Wait, who's that gagged fellow in the next cart? He looks familiar. Well, it's all over now, so I guess none of us will be seeing if that comes true. Why do you care? That's the man who used the voice to murder High King Torrig, the leader of the rebellion. Hey, you! Ulfric! You traitor! You're the reason we're here! What brings you into the cold grip of the Empire, anyway? I know you're not one of the rebels. No, please, all I did was steal a horse! I'm not a rebel! You can't do this! Freedom of the Nine Holds? I don't remember the Empire sweeping up every cut person in Skyrim before you bastards started butchering their soldiers. Hey. Hey, you. You're finally awake. Guards sure worked you over. Lokir, and I'm not a Stormcloak. No, wait, we're not rebels. You gotta tell them we weren't with you. This is a mistake. Why are we stopped? Everything is splendid, thank you. Very much so, and thank you for asking. Very much so, and thank you for asking. Yeah, I agree with you. Have you heard any news from the other parts of Skyrim? You speak truly. Have you heard any interesting rumors of late? I'll not argue that. Heard any interesting gossip lately? I couldn't agree more. By the way, have you heard any interesting rumors lately? Couldn't have said it better myself. Been some time since I've had some news from elsewhere in Skyrim. What have you heard? I know just what you mean. Heard anything interesting lately? Any news or gossip? I heard Elenwen say she's going to open a bottle of her best firebrand wine later. I can hardly wait. These Stormcloaks are nothing more than an armed mob. This war won't last much longer. Well, I did hear that the Argonians have been banned from living inside the walls of Windhelm. They're only allowed on the city docks now. Most of them sleep together in one building, and they're as poor as wretched. Have you visited Rorikstead lately? No matter how harsh the winter, the crops that grow there never falter. Even when every other farm in the hold is barely scraping by, the harvest at Rorikstead is always bountiful. Is it good fortune? The blessings of the divines? Who knows? Now that I think on it, I did hear something rather interesting the other day. Apparently, the Red Wave has been docked in Solitude for well over a month and with no sign of shipping out anytime soon. Some say the ship suffered damage to her hull when she struck an iceberg and Captain Safia can't afford the repairs. Of course, she'd never admit to such a thing. Captain Safia is far too proud a woman for that. Well, there might be nothing to it, but I've heard that the feud between the Greymanes and the Battleborns in Whiterun has grown ugly. Freya Greymane is convinced that the Battleborns have abducted one of her sons. I'm not sure that it's news, but lately it seems like every blacksmith in Skyrim is out to prove that he's the equal of Erland Greymane. Not really a fair comparison, if you ask me. After all, Erland works the Skyforge. How is any smith going to compete with that? This war has taken a toll on the merchants of Skyrim. Let's hope that it ends soon, for their sake. I look forward to the day when this rebellion is put down and we once again have peace. The Grey Quarter in Windhelm is little better than a slum. It's shameful that the Dark Elves are made to live that way. With the soldiers all fighting in the war, there's nobody to hunt down the bandits. Travel has become dangerous. It's been a brutal winter. I can't remember the last time it was this cold and for this long. Well, I did see something interesting not long ago. There were several Khajiit camped outside the walls of Whiterun. Seems they've been traveling around the whole of Skyrim peddling their wares. You've got to admire their courage, doing something like that with dragons on the loose and a war going on. I heard those mages up in Winterhold have been trying to figure out how many dragons there are in Skyrim. They seem to think it's at least a dozen. I'm sure they're exaggerating. They're probably trying to scare us into giving them more money and influence so they can save us from the dragons. I hope they'll serve the roast venison with bittergreen sauce that we had at the last part. That was delicious. Well, I did hear that Ulfric Stormcloak was slain while defending Windhelm against a dragon, but it sounds too good to be true. I'll wager it was Ulfric himself that started the rumor. Maybe he thought it would bolster recruitment. Oh, don't worry, I'll let you make it up to me. Now, where can we go for a little privacy? Hello, my dear. I got your message. Where shall we go?
Don't you dare walk away from me, you slut! Do you know who I am?
So, you think you can toy with me, is that it? No, my dear, I have my heart set on you, and I always get what I want. Oh, I don't think so. I think I understand perfectly. Don't worry, my dear, I will make any necessary excuses to your employer.
I demand that you have this wench removed from my presence at once.
Well, I'm glad that little unpleasantness is over. There's a likely-looking filly, even if she is an elf.
You there, serving girl!
What's your name, dear? Oh, not at the moment. Maybe later. Don't go far. No, that's not what I'm interested in right now. I just wanted to get a better look at you. I like what I see, my dear. And believe me, I don't say that to everyone. I'm very discriminating when it comes to the female form.
Now you're going to be sorry you crossed me. Elenwen! This servant girl has been throwing herself at me in a most disgusting manner.
Really? Yes, maybe that would be just the thing. She seemed to be playing hard to get when I spoke to her earlier. Go on. See what she says. Now you've gone and gotten my hopes up again. We'll see. I do have my eye on her, but she seemed a bit cold when I spoke to her earlier. Maybe just playing hard to get, eh? Yes. Brayless, is that the one? I hope you're not thinking of cutting me out, are you? I'm warning you, when I get my heart set on something, I'm not easily put off. But not every Nord is obsessed with strength, honor, and skill at arms. A rare few are born with a gift for making money. My investments are my strength, and my wealth is my weapon. As for honor, well, there are some luxuries even I can't afford. You must be new to Skyrim, or you'd already know who I am. I have a stake in most anything of importance in solitude. I feel that it's time to put aside the grievances of the past and let peace and prosperity flourish between the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion. I try to do my little part. Besides, just between you and me, it's making me pots of money.
What?
That little tease, leading me on and turning cold at the last minute. I don't think so. Ha! I knew it. No woman yet born has been able to resist my charms for long. Thank you, my friend. I owe you one. Ha! Don't toy with me. I may just have to seize my opportunity with both hands. But we'll play it your way, friend. Have you talked to Brayless yet? I'm not a patient man, you know. Did you see that serving girl? I hear elf women are insatiable. For the man who knows how to make money, war can be a most profitable venture. The Great War is long past. It's time the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion put aside their differences. Prosperity is good for everyone. Elenwen always throws quite a party. I never miss one if I can.
Very well, then. You're a slave, just like I. Do you remember the sun? Because you'll forget. Soon. You're back. Have you done what I asked? Our vengeance will come.
I had a daughter once. She'd be 23 this year. Married to some hot-headed silver worker, or maybe on her own, learning the herb trade. The Nords didn't care who was and who wasn't involved in the Forsworn uprising. I had spoken to Modenak once. That was enough. But my little Aethra didn't want to see her papa leave her. She pleaded to the Jarl to take her instead, and after they made me watch as her head rolled off the block, they threw me in here anyway to dig up their silver.
Remember, it was the Nords who locked you up. Our struggle is our people's struggle.
Through this gate, just beside my quarters, is a tunnel that leads right through the old dwarven ruins of Markarth, into the city. Well, what do you say, my brother? My brothers, we have been here long enough. It's time to leave Sidna Mine and continue our fight against the Nords.
The Reach belongs to the Forsworn!
I'm not Monadnock. I was never a leader of the Forsworn. The only anger I can justify is my own. But every family in the Reach has a story like mine. There are no innocent onlookers in this struggle, just the guilty and the dead. Do you have any family? Anyone waiting for you on the outside? My story, huh? Everyone in Sidna Mine has a tale. Let's hear yours first. When was the first time you felt chains around your wrist? So you know what it's like to have your life in someone else's hands. Why should they get to decide? Isn't judgment for the gods? Then you know the hard looks as judgment gets set upon you, the sneers of people who never had to face sin. Fine, don't tell me. But I know that look in your eyes. Someone who's faced death at the hands of the law. My daughter is the one who needs your pity. I'm just a poor Forsworn whose only regret is not killing more Nords before I was locked up. Glory to the Forsworn! Get moving! Yeah, imagine hearing a story like that over and over. Each time a different family, each time a different injustice. Your meddling above ground reminded me of how removed I've been from the struggle. My men and I should be in the hills, fighting. Huh! You know, I'm almost beginning to like you, but you haven't earned your place out of here yet. I say you've earned an early pardon. Let's go. It's a little gift from the dwarves. Who knew they would end up helping our cause? We have to move. We'll talk more once we see the sky. Into the tunnel. Let's go. This was our land. We were here first. Then the Nords came and put chains on us, forbid us from worshipping our gods. Some of us refused to bow. We knew the old ways would lead us back to having a kingdom of our own. That is who we are. The Forsworn. Criminals in our own lands, and we will cut a bloody hole into the Reach until we are free. Have you met Grisvar the Unlucky? He's rightly named, and he's also a thief and a snake. He's outlived his minor usefulness. Take care of him, and then we can leave Sidna Mine for good. Yes, but I need a show of loyalty from you. I don't need a shiv in the back while we break out. You've finally become one of us. Come with me. I think it's time I announced my plans to you and your new brother. Well, well, look at you. Your kinsmen have turned you into an animal, Nord. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. Well, well, look at you. The Nords have turned you into an animal. A wild beast caged up and left to go mad. So, my fellow beast, what do you want? Answers about the Forsworn? Revenge for trying to have you killed? You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of your kinsman stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help. You're one of us now, you see? A slave. The boot of the Nord stepping on your throat. Maybe if you understood that, I could help you. Ah, Bork will muscle one out of you on your way in? Fine. Take this one. I had Markarth. My men and I drove the Nords out. We had won. Or so we thought. Retribution was swift. I was captured, quickly tried, and sentenced to death. But my execution never came. Thonar Silverblood stopped it. He wanted the Forsworn at his call, that I would point their rage at his enemies and spare his allies. And I have. Humiliating at first, but I knew he would let his guard down eventually, that he would come to trust I was under control. Your freedom?
Yes, but even if you were to escape Sidna Mine, your name would still be stained with all that blood. Do I? And what about you? What right did you have to meddle in my affairs? Kill my people? Was it worth it? Your truth? Then come for me, son of Skyrim! Come for me! Then come for me, daughter of Skyrim! Come for me! Very well. Come for me, then! Come and let's end it! There's a man named Breg inside these mines. Besides me, he's been here the longest. Tell him I sent you. Ask him why he's here. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is. So many say that, at first, until they realize the truth. If you change your mind, speak to Breg. Tell him I sent you. I want you to know how widespread the injustice of Markarth is. Time to finally see the sky and make it rain red. Now, I announce to all of Markarth that I have returned. Don't worry about your name. They'll know who to blame and fear after today. It'll take years, but I'll organize the Forsworn again. We'll reclaim our land, and then when power is ours, we'll have peace. A kingdom. Until then, let me offer you a warning. Beware the Forsworn. No place in the Reach is safe from us now. I had Kai recover all the things the Nords stole from you. You better get ready before we break out into the city. And take this. It's blessed with the old magics. Something to remember me by. Your family? You've poisoned the Reach with your tainted silver for long enough, Thor. Good work. Get ready while I have a word with our favorite outsider. Glory to the Forsworn! The Reach will be ours again! Ah, my friend from Sidna Mine, hello. This is where it will begin. A new uprising. We'll have our freedom one day. I may not be fond of Latrush, but even I've got to admit he's got the upper hand. Well, then if you don't want the extra gold, you can certainly let Latrush keep it as a gesture of goodwill. Ah, and let me guess. He wants his horse. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. You see, I don't really outright own Frost. That is correct. You see, Frost belongs to the Blackbriar estate. Technically, everything in the estate is owned by my mother, Maven. My plan was to take the horse from our lodge and deliver it to Latrush at the stables. Obviously, that didn't exactly work out as I'd planned. Still, I don't want to cross Latrush. Tell you what, steal the horse and deliver it, and you can have the second half of the payment. I'm not stealing anything. Besides, some jail time isn't going to make me roll over and play dead. Then I think we're done talking. Sure, take advantage of the guy in jail. Okay, fine, I can make the deal sweeter. I obviously don't have anything here, but there's a hidden stash in the lodge, and I did manage to hold on to the key. Take it. Nice try. But my mother's already got me in jail. Maybe you should try that one on Latrush. I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating. We should really get to court. We should present the verse soon. Don't forget to speak to Yorn when you're ready for the festival. I still don't know if rewriting the verse is going to work. We should have the festival soon. Because solitude would not soon bend knee, Olaf would hurt them while his status accrued. He sacked Winterhold in dragon form, and bent their minds to blame solitude. I am, Jarl. I wish to present King Olaf's verse from the Poetic Edda, recovered this very day from the bard's tomb. Olaf sent word to Solitude's Jarl, cajoling and mocking and begging for a fight. From Winterhold, Olaf had sent every message. Upon attack, he was nowhere in sight. Because Solitude would not soon bend knee, Olaf would hurt them while his status accrued. He sacked Winterhold, his only true ally, and used magic bold to blame Solitude. No shouting match between dragon and man, no fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf struck a deal to make himself king. Numenex let go, though none tell that tale. No shouting match between dragon and man, no fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf was Numenex in human form. On moonless nights he would spread wings and sail. Ah, you've returned. How goes the task I gave you? I have faith that you'll return with King Olaf's verse. Welcome to the Bard's College. I'm the headmaster here. How may I help you? Olaf gave orders, Winterhold disguises, an attack on Solitude, total destruction to follow. His men dressed up and then went out to fight, but they reversed Olaf's orders, much to Winterhold's sorrow. Oh, thank you yet again. I will make sure our applicant, who was instrumental in recovering the poem, will be well rewarded. I thank you, and the college thanks you, Jarl. No shouting match between dragon and man. No fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf captured a fast-sleeping dragon, a mighty feat which the meek would not fail. So ends the story of Olaf the liar, a thief and a scoundrel. We of Solitude commit to the fire. In Solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Yes, congratulations. You are now a full-fledged member of the Bard's College. Due to your adventurous nature, several of the college professors have some things they wish you to do. What's more, Elisif has declared the burning of King Olaf should become a weekly event. And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give. I think they like you.
I knew it was at the dead man's rest. Ah, wonderful. I knew it would be. This is a significant find. I'll let Viarmo take possession, but I will be looking forward to adding this to our library. Good work. That's tremendous. I have to admit, I didn't fully believe it still existed. Now, let's take a look at this. Oh no! Well, this won't do at all. Look, the copy is incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable. Oh, I have to admit, I didn't think it would actually be there. Now, let's take a look at this. Oh, no, this won't do at all. The copy is incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable. And the parts that are readable, well, bardic verse has come a long way since ancient times. Make it up? That doesn't seem appropriate. I suppose I could copy his style based on what you brought me, but I have no idea what happened in between these verses. You're leaving? Okay, we'll just work on the verse in a bit. It has a few final lines, but that's all we needed to add. I need to head to court immediately and present this. You should. It means I can't read it to the court. Without the verse, I won't be able to convince Elisif of the importance of the burning of King Olaf Festival. If she isn't convinced of the festival's importance, then she won't reverse her decision to stop the effigy burning. It means that the burning of King Olaf, which the Bard's College has held for time immemorial, won't be happening. Unbelievable! You have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you enough. I find that highly unlikely. I think it would be irresponsible to write that into the verse. I find that highly unlikely, but the court will love it. I'm writing it in. All right, I'm writing that in. I'm not sure about the court, but I find that much more probable than Olaf capturing a dragon. King Olaf was Olaf One-Eye? He famously captured the dragon Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach. What do we say really happened? Olaf did become king, and Numenex escaped later. It's entirely possible. And I'm sure the court will like that. I'm writing it in. And they got the orders backwards. Yes, I'm writing that in. It should be good for a laugh from the court. No, that's pushing it too far. It's very exciting, but highly unlikely. I can't possibly write that in. Oh, that is exciting. I'm sure the court and the Jarl will love it. I'm writing it in. Oh, that sounds good. I'm not sure the court will believe that Olaf had wizard powers, but we shall see. Is not the most exciting answer, but the most likely. I'll write it in. Soon. These things must be done properly. You will be inducted as part of the festival itself. I need you to go speak to Yorn. He was preparing the effigy of King Olaf. Tell him to finish the preparations. The festival is back on! Oh, Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king. Your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. Olaf grabbed power by promise, and from Falkreath to Winterhold they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protector. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked.
Strange. According to history, Solitude attacked Winterhold, but Asgeir seemed to be saying Olaf reacted. What do we say happened? I need you to retrieve the poem. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in the Dead Man's Rest. I need you to retrieve the poem. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Rest. Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. I think my voice is ready. I hope we've done this well. Not now. I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torrig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I said a free meat pie, as in one. Here's yours.
Try our meats made here at the festival. They're the best. The festival would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of our most recent inductee. We remember all those Solitude soldiers out fighting the good fight in this thankless war. Meat pies! Try one for free, come back for more. Get your meat pies! Can't have a meal without meat. Come and get some here. Get your festival meat pie, specially made. Welcome, people of Solitude. We of the Bard's College are pleased to be here to celebrate the burning of King Olaf. The festival would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of our latest applicant. With the lighting of the effigy, he becomes a full-fledged member of the Bard's College. Please welcome our newest bard.
I think the Bard's College might be looking for recruits. You should speak to the head of the college, Viermo, if you're interested. I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. I'm not interested, Jari. It doesn't matter how many times you ask. I've heard Zarirah is hanging around the Wells district looking for new blood to hunt.
Come now, dearie. Surely we aren't all that bad.
What are you looking at?
I think that'll do just the trick. You'll need a little more coin than what you're floating around with. My name is Stig Saltplank, one of the captains of the Blood Horkers. Aye, the war keeps the Empire and the locals too busy to worry about us. Halden calls it our golden age. Well, I can't just tell that to any skeever that washes up. From the look of you, I'm guessing you're more looking to cause some trouble for the Horkers. Halden will take my hide for this, but Skyrim's been feeling a bit confining lately. We draw counsel at Japheth's Folly. The fools in Windhelm won't go near it, which is fine by us. If you'll pardon me now, my crew needs gathering. Should be in Hammerfell before the other Horkers know who let slip their secrets. It would be my pleasure.
Our secret ingredient, if you will. A battle mage of fearsome cunning. runs the Blood Horkers, and makes sure the battles end right side. Ha! Heard of them? I've been captain in a crew of them for well on 9 years now. What's it to you? Know about them? Lad, you're looking at them. Know about them? Lass, you're looking at them.
I should lock up the store now. Thank you again. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to show. Damn thieves. As if things weren't bad enough. Thanks. I guess this was the least you could do after what happened to Camilla.
Thanks.
I only wish Camilla was here to see. Here, take this. You've done a good thing for the Riverwood Trader. I'll need to lock up the store. Thank you so much for agreeing to help us.
No,
By the 8. Fine. But only to the edge of town. Don't let my sister do anything foolish. Show those thieves not to steal from Luke and Valerius. The sooner you find the claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal. You're back from Bleak Falls. Did you find anything? Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you? You found it! There it is! Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm going to put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister. I better get back to cleaning the store. What a mess. Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in, but we still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. If you're going after those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town. You could? I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be. Thanks for bringing the claw back. Oh, a customer. Sorry you had to hear that. We are done talking about this. I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chase. I'll take your money, but I make no promises of a large return on your investment. These are troubled times, after all. Ah, the sound of clinking coins. Even better, the sound of clinking coins in my hand. Excellent. I think you'll be glad that you made this decision. If you change your mind, you know where to find it. Thank you. I'll be sure to put it to good use. I do. Now and for... It's a simple ceremony, but it'll do. You're here. That's enough. You're abandoning me? Me? I never want to see you ever again. Oh, really? And where were you thinking? I should be asking you the same question, but all right, I'll cook. Here, try this. And don't you dare ask for another one before tomorrow. Look at you. Come crawling back after everything you've done to me. You're testing my patience, but very well. I'll give you another chance. This is the happiest day of my life. Where should we live? My home is your home now, of course. You come all this way just to hurt me a second time? Get out of my sight. Good. The two of us, then. All of Skyrim should get ready to stand aside. Waste of time, then. Well, you're pleasant company. More than pleasant. And what about you? Would you be interested in a life together? Of course it has. Would you expect any less of me? Here, this is your half, my love. Congratulations on your wedding. I'm so happy for both of you. Just leave. Look at you, wearing an amulet of Mara. Are you saying you're available? Now, shouldn't you be off arranging our wedding day? Don't keep me waiting. I'm looking forward to our wedding. You and me. If that's what you want, I'll see you there soon. I've seen bigger houses, but it's yours, so I like it. Now, I think I need something to do if you're ever away, so I'll be opening a store. What do you need, love? Ask any. Leaving? Take the world by storm, dearest. You and I, we're the only people in Skyrim worth loving. That's what I... I'll see you at home, then. Don't keep me waiting. Yes, and just like weeds, they're nothing but trouble. We don't need your charity, Breton. If my girls deserve something nice, it'll be their father who buys. They've grown all right, lazier and more stupid. You're right. It's none of your business. How about you keep your nose out? Ha! And what would a witless oaf like you know about raising children? Yeah, thanks. Save me a lot of trouble. Here, take it to the Blue Palace. Jarl Elisif the Fair. Poor woman. Losing her husband and king like that. It was a dark day for us all. Damn! That reminds me. I have a delivery to make to her steward, Falk Firebeard. He ordered a special bottle of Strass Mackay rum. I guess it's all over. I expected... I don't know what I expected. Rogvir always talked about his honor. Seems to me honorable men don't get executed. Get on with it! Stormcloak lover! Traitor! Boo! He doesn't deserve to speak! I think I expected more. Remember to put in a good word with Maven for me. I love it when a plan comes together. Remember, Sabjorn will be needing a helping hand. Make it look good luck. I'll be here if you need me. Suit yourself. Can't a man drink in peace? I can't believe that worked. I can't wait to see Sabjorn squirm. You're supposed to be at the meadery. I'm going to keep this short because we've got a lot to do. Haunting Brew's owner, Sabjorn, is about to hold a tasting for Whiterun's captain of the guard, and we're going to poison the meat. No, that's the beauty of the whole plan. We're going to get Sabjorn to give it to it. The meadery has quite a pest problem, and the whole city knows about it. Pest poison and mead don't mix well. You know what I mean? Maven and I spent weeks planning this. All we need is someone like you to get in there and get it done. Now get going before Sabjorn grows a brain and hires someone else to do the dirty work. You're going to happen by and lend poor old Sabjorn a helping hand. He's going to give you the poison to use on the pests, but you're also going to dump it into the brewing vat. So, Maven wants to hunt down Sabjorn's private partner. You're welcome to take a look around Sabjorn's office. He keeps most of his papers stashed in his desk. Here, this should help. I don't think that could have gone any better. Anything else you need before you head back to Riften? Once Sabjorn is out of the way, Maven has plans for the place. One way or another, we don't want the pests coming back. Consider it just more of the dirty work. I did my part getting them in there. Now you need to clear them out. I thought it would be better to leave some of the details out of our previous discussion. Didn't want to risk you walking away from the job. Besides, you've done Maven a favor getting rid of him, and saved me from wasting coin hiring someone else to do it later. Start changing it over to the Blackbriar Meadery West as soon as possible. That was Maven's part of the deal. She's put me in charge of keeping the mead flowing, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. If you're in the area, and you ever need anything fenced, you just let me know. If this plan works, not only is my debt gone, but I'll be set up for life. Maven and I worked out a little deal. If Sabjorn ends up in jail, she's going to take over his meadery. And guess who gets to run the Blackbriar Meadery in Whiterun? You're looking at it. I made the mistake of borrowing coin from Sabjorn. He's allowing me to pay it back, but he's working my fingers to the bone. He treats me like a slave. I have to do every nasty, dirty job in the meadery. Sabjorn keeps that locked up tight. If you can get through that way, go right ahead. Both of the buildings are connected by tunnels made by the pests infesting the meadery. There's an entrance to it in the basement storeroom of the warehouse that used to be boarded over. I've already removed the boards so the meadery would get infested. That's where you should start. Farewell, Sabjorn. It will be my pleasure. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done? It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre. Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language, I'm fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details. Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era, killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy home. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with the dwarves, who ended up betraying them. This betrayal made them what they are now, horrible, blind monstrosities with a burning hatred of any but their own kind. Like the Altmer? Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the subject. Should be on my Good, I lost more than a few acquaintances to the Falmer, and I wish to see them avenged. Yes, I suppose you're right. Forgive me. I've lost several close friends to the Falmer, and it tends to distort my view. Why shouldn't I? The Falmer have killed more than a fair share of my acquaintances. They're animals. They show absolutely no pity or remorse. Ah, yes, quite an amusing anecdote, actually. I caught him trying to break into my laboratory. I was about to show him the error of his ways when he made a curiously astute comment about my research note. I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who'd have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship? Well, for the thrill, of course. He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a dusty tome. He was a dear friend of mine, and a surprisingly astute pupil of academia. I was devastated when he was killed. I suppose that risk always coexisted with his line of work. I just never thought his luck would run out. No. However, I know someone who might. The court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal A word of warning. Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy. A problem? Let me see it. Oh, this is just like Gallus. A dear friend, but always too clever for his own good. He's written all of the text in the Falmer language. Carlia. Then she's finally found it. Do you have Gallus's journal? I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do. If trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becomes a burden and you find yourself in Winterhold, visit me at the college. If you ever manage to gain entry to the college and you find trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becoming a burden, come visit me. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the guild. They respected Carlia, and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'd consider it a personal favor. Calselmo is stubborn as a mule. Be careful when you speak to him. If you have further need of me, you can find me in the college. Be careful. Was there something else? Yes, what is it? Back, eh? And how is our friend Calselmo? Can I help you with anything else?